Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's devotion for February 20th. Today's devotion is titled The Hardest Places. The Bible reading is from Genesis chapter 41, verses 46 to 52. He was 30 years old when he began serving in the court of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. And when Joseph left Pharaoh's presence, he inspected the entire land of Egypt. As predicted, for 7 years the land produced bumper crops. During those years, Joseph gathered all the crops grown in Egypt and stored the grain from the surrounding fields in the city. He piled up huge amounts of grain like sand on the seashore. Finally, he stopped keeping records because there was too much to measure. During this time, before the first of the famine years, 2 sons were born to Joseph and his wife. Joseph named his older son Manasseh, for he said, "God has made me forget all my troubles and everyone in my father's family." Joseph named his second son Ephraim, for he said, "God has made me fruitful in this land of my grief." Jeff is a youth pastor today in the same city where he once abused heroin. God transformed both his heart and his circumstances in a breathtaking way. "I want to keep kids from making the same mistakes and suffering the pain I went through," he said. "And Jesus will help them." Over time, God set him free from the slavery of addiction and has given him a vital ministry in spite of his past. God has ways of bringing unexpected good out of situations where hope seems lost. Joseph was sold into slavery in Egypt and falsely accused and sent to prison, where he was forgotten for years. But God restored him and placed him in a position of authority directly under Pharaoh, where he was able to save many lives, including the lives of his brothers who'd abandoned him. There in Egypt, Joseph married and had children. He named the second Ephraim, drawn from the Hebrew term for twice fruitful, and gave this reason: "It is because God has made me fruitful in the land of my suffering." Jeff's and Joseph's stories, while separated by 3,000 to 4,000 years, point to the same unchanging truth. Even the hardest places in our lives can become fertile ground for God to help and bless many. Our Savior's love and power never change, and He's always faithful to those who trust in Him. When have you seen God bring something good out of a difficulty in your life? How can you use your past problems to encourage others today? Thank you for joining me for today's devotion, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.